this is the difference between accepting criticism in a constructive way and filtering out negative criticism. I had an employee this week that I called him because he wasn't going to be working that day, and he said, "Andrew, you're all over the place." He said, "You're all over the place. Uh, you're just really unorganized." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" And he said, "Just all over the place." I was like, "Well, can you be more specific? I'm all ears. If I can improve, I'm all ears. And he said, "Well, just let me know if I don't mind. I can sit down with you and I can help you get more organized." I said, "All right, that'd be, I guess, we'll keep an open mind to that. Can you be more specific of what you have in mind sitting down and talking about? Are you talking about the schedule or?" And he pretty much repeated the same thing. I was like, "Well, you really need to be more specific, because so if you genuinely see a way that I can make an improvement, you see something that isn't functioning as well as it could be, and you have some kind of imagery on how it can function better, and I need to know what you're imagining can function better, and I need to know what are some ideas that you have to get me from point A where I'm at to point B of a better functionality. I need some kind of objective plan, but I need to start. I need you to be more specific about, what suggestion you're making." And of course, he didn't have much of a response to that. And so I got to reflecting on it, and I was like, well, my life is pretty well organized. And as an extension of an organized lifestyle, my business is at least moderately organized. It's functionably organized because it's functioning on a regular basis, and it's withstanding the test of time for right now. And so I'm definitely not ashamed of it, but I'm also very humble. There's plenty of room for improvement. And so this is one of them cases where, you definitely start to recognize that this is definitely criticism that needs to be filtered out. It kind of sounds more like a immature complaint than it does objective advice. It's not constructive criticism. And so, so it's like, so then you further reflect on it. Well, let's go to your house and let's check out your bedroom. Is your bedroom well organized, or is it in disarray, or is it moderately organized? And that doesn't necessarily say anything about whether you're capable of being organized or not, or your abilities. It just says that your bedroom isn't organized. That's all that says, blatantly. So we can go in the kitchen. Is the kitchen organized in a kind of way that would reflect your organization abilities, or your what you're doing on a regular basis to be organized? And then it's like we go to your car. Is your car organized? And then we can look at your finances. Are your finances organized in a kind of way? And this just happens to be someone that isn't on the lease anywhere, that doesn't own his own place. He's living with someone else. He doesn't have any transportation. He doesn't have a license, and he has two different addictions. And so we're talking about someone that obviously doesn't manage anything in his life. But you can go further and you can be like, well, what about your social network? What about how you organize and filter out the friends you need and the friends you don't need, and try to maintain a priority? Where are your priorities at, and how is your life organized in line with what your priorities are and your goals as well? It's like, do you have any goals? Do you have an organizational structure for your life to begin with? And so me looking to people that don't even have their life in order for advice, I don't completely, I'm not completely pessimistic about that. This guy might come up with a good idea. I'm not ruling it out. My ears are open, without a doubt. I want to know if you have a good idea, because I might be able to learn from it. Despite your lack of organization in your life, there's a chance you might have a good idea. But in large, I'm probably going to filter it out. And it sounds like this guy's just whining.